Hey everyone, so welcome back to another session of the Global AI Summit, and we have Deep Vinod Rajendran with us here, and he's going to be, speaking about how to designing your own Copilot model, and to put a little about Vinod, he's an MVP and he has a lot of titles to hold. He's an expert in this sector, I would say, and he's also an Microsoft MVP, which is the most prestigious recognition. So without any further ado, I would like to give the stage to Vinod. Vinod, if you are good to go. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Azhar, and special thanks to Innovation Tech community to arrange this Global Summit 24, and thanks for the great opportunity to speak this event. And a special thanks to all the guests who have joined this session and upcoming session also. A special thanks. I hope this section is useful for you and you have something take away with you related to this Microsoft Copilot area. So let's start. Share my presentation and I share my screen also. Present, share screen, share. I hope you can able to see my screen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is
let
visible. Yeah, good to
yeah,
go ahead.
thanks, Cesar. Yeah. Thank you again. Once again, thanks to all, and let's start at this section about Copilot for application powered by Microsoft SemanticKernel. So before jump into this topic, let's introduce my about myself, a little background. So my name is Vinod Rajendran, shortly called as Vinod. I'm a software engineer, overall 13 years of experience in Microsoft tech field. And I'm holding this Microsoft A MEP award. So I'm the second MEP in all India level for this AA award category. And if you are related to any questions, Azure AI service, especially for OpenAI or semantic kernel or bot, anything related to AI service, if you have any questions, you can just drop me email. This is my email ID or.vinod@live.com. And usually I'm not frequent speaker to speak the event. My focus more on this content, video content generation. So I'm more, I start the topic with the zero to high level. So all I created the video related this one, my YouTube channel. This is my YouTube channel. You can find me at the rate of Vinod Rajan YouTube. This is my YouTube name, Learn Microsoft AI. And this is my GitHub link. Here I upload my all the samples or any problem solving, how to fix workaround, something like that. So those type of code also I uploaded my GitHub. You can find in my GitHub profile also here or Vinod Rajendran. If you want to communicate with me my any social media like Twitter, you can send message. This is my social media handle. Okay, let's jump into the topic. So here our focus for this session. See, this is generative AI and how to take our app AI into the next level generative AI application, and what is Microsoft Semantic Kernel, how this help us to take our app into the next level. So finally, I planned for two demo, one for agent demo and another one for Copilot demo. This is idea for this session. So the first topic, generative AI. So most of them aware of this one. So since last 2 years, this is the top of the AI field, especially from Microsoft stack. You can find Azure OpenAI related and a lot of model GPT-3 and the GPT-4 model and related to DALI image generation model. There are a lot of model available. So in general, how it is working, I just give the overview of this one. If user send the prompt based on your model, how you configured your model, whether this is image related or text related model or it's a code based model, based on your prompt, you get the response from the model. So the response the model, Here is the, I just add is a, if you send message to the playground is a chat app. So here I added is a chat app here. So the end of the day, it's a just basic chat app. So how the conversational AI is working, bot framework or any other conversation, it's a kind of basic chat app only. But it has a lot of advantages, but end of the day, it's a basic chat app. So one point of time, you need your app, or you created the generative AI app to take into the next level. So it has to do some other operation also. If you are using only the generative AI, it's not possible. So you have to add your own code, or you have to use any framework to take your app into the next level. That is our focus on this session. So let's start how to take our app into the next level. So if you want to take into the app into the next level, there are some challenges or some limitation is there. Here I have noted some limitation as per my requirement. That thing I added here. So the first one, as I mentioned earlier, this is a basic chat app. You cannot do any automation task. So this is the first limitation. Once you send your request to the model, you get the response. That's it. So if you want to do the complete automation, it won't support. This is the first limitation for this generative AI. The second limitation, live data. Most of them know this. Generative AI is a learned model. So once the model has been generated, you can just send the data and you can get the information. But it won't give the live information. For example, if you want to get the live weather report as of today, I need the weather, some of the city like Chennai or Bangalore. Generative AI, it won't provide. It provides the past history information, but not the live data information. That also one of the limitation if you directly use the generative AI application into your app. The third one is a co-pilot. So the co-pilot is a popular one nowadays. If you are using Microsoft 360 Copilot, or if you are using the Bing Enterprise Copilot, so these are related to Microsoft Stack Copilot. If you want to create your own Copilot based on your app or inside your enterprise, you want to create your own Copilot, this generative AI, it won't support. So these are some limitation to use the generative AI. So to avoid this limitation, you overcome this one. You want to implement your app into the next level. You have to implement some code, or you need some framework to implement this feature. That's what the Microsoft SemanticKernel has been born. So the Microsoft SemanticKernel help us to take in your app into the next level. And one more advantage of this one, you can easily attach this app or this framework into your existing component or app, or in code also you can just call it. So you no need to write any special code to write the interface for between this Microsoft SemanticKernel or your application. You can just attach this SDK into your app is very easily. As I mentioned earlier, there are two kind of problem I'm going to solve here using this Microsoft SemanticKernel. One problem is the automation. So here we called as AI agent. So not only it's provide the answer, it take my query to complete my complete uh, prompt information. For example, if I requested to the Microsoft SemanticKernel app or this component, what is weather in like Chennai. So I just construct the automation process. No need to provide the Chennai also. I need some of the history information about Chennai and the current weather information. Plus, I need some logo of Chennai. So icon. So that information also I needed. This is a complete one automation. So for that, I'm going to use this Microsoft SemanticKernel to implement this AI agent concept, to implement this feature. The next one is a Copilot. You maybe you have tried some of the Copilot, whether this is ChatGPT or maybe Bing Enterprise or Microsoft 365. You used Copilot. So the same kind of Copilot I going to add in my app to handle some of the query. For example, here I created like AI agent to provide the history information and the weather information, image information kind of things. The same I'm going to do in the Copilot also. But there is a small difference between AI agent and Copilot. AI agent is a take complete process. Yet if you submit your task, it take your query and complete entire process to finish the output. Copilot is it's a special kind of AI agent only, but there is a small difference between this one AI agent and Copilot. Copilot, how you implemented, whether you implemented the way like automation or only query based. For example, if I requested the AI Copilot, like I need the history information about Chennai, he provide only the history information. The next, I ask, give me some coffee shop or restaurant information about Chennai, then it will provide only the those information. So the Copilot is providing suggestion and recommendation based applications. So the next one is a Microsoft semantic kernel. The kernel is an important one for this semantic kernel framework or SDK. So here our application, whether this application, any .NET application or maybe some any other web application, whatever it is, this one. Here I'm using the models. One more advantage of these models, in general, if you're using this generative AI application, you specifically you give the connect to the specific model. For example, OpenAI or Azure OpenAI plus. In that one, you specifically connect the particular model. For whether you are using the image generation or text generation model, you are connecting it. Here, this semantic kernel support different models. Whether this is the OpenAI text generation model, or next you want to connect Azure OpenAI image generation DALI model, or you want to use some different AI model, still you can use that. That one is model selection. You can add multiple model. That's what the first step here. Select AI service. Based on your query, the kernel take care of the model selection. Which model required for this prompt? Let's say, for example, I requested give some image about Chennai. If you configured image related model, the kernel automatically take or select that model, image generation model, and create the prompt. Because the prompt in general, it's a dynamic prompt. The prompt, it will keep on change. It's not static. So it will create the prompt. Then finally, based on the selection, the prompt sent to this invoke AI service, and the service get invoked and get the result. Once you get the result, this is a LLM response. That means our model response. The model response passed to the function as a function result is sent back to the application. This is a complete life cycle of this kernel. This is a high level. If you go to inside more about this kernel, there are a lot of steps available to implement this feature. For example, for AI agent, as I mentioned, automation, you can use some planner concept also. I don't want to go in detail about this, how the planner working and everything. I just highlight these things. You can use this planner also to implement this feature more, uh, you know, workable applications. There is another advantage is if each step, if the once the model has been selected, your prompt is generated. So here, before or after prompt generation, how the prompt get generated, you can just still check the all the information. That is here the event notification. You can get it from the, if you implement this event notification, you can get the information. So each stage, whether the prompt get invoked and executed, the same for the functions. If you add any plugin, I talk about the plugin later. I just give some hint here. Plugin is a it's connect to the external application, or you want to handle any special logic inside your application. You can use this plugin. So in each plugin, the function get invoked invoke or invoking. That means before and after execution of function also, the event notification is coming. You can monitor all the input and output. So based on that, you can take the decision also, whether you want to continue this process or you want to terminate and regenerate it again. That also you can do it. That's why the event notification is coming. So how to start this Microsoft SemanticKernel? So as I mentioned, this is an open source SDK, it's a framework. So this is the first step, this one. At the moment, they are supporting 3 languages, one for C Sharp, Python, and Java. C Sharp is a little bit leading compared to the Python and Java because all the experimental they are doing in the C Sharp only. So the C Sharp they finish and release the product. Later they add all the other languages, Python related and Java related. They are adding all the features. The third one is you can use the AI model. Like which AI model you want to use. You want to use a multiple AI model, or you want to specifically use only OpenAI or Azure OpenAI, or maybe some other Google related AI model, whatever it is, or your own AI model, whatever it is. You can use it based on your model. You have to pass the key and endpoint information also. So otherwise it won't connect. And one more point here is, if you are using for your development or your study purpose, if you are using this Azure OpenAI or OpenAI model, is a cost. You have to pay the amount. Instead of that, you can use a local LLM concept to use this feature to implement, to learn, or to test your application. You can use this local LLM model. I shared my link how you can implement this feature. You can use this feature to develop or to learn your applications. And finally, plugin and connector and planner, there are other stuff is available based on your application requirement. You can choose what you want to do, whether you need a plugin or connector or some other stuff you needed. You can choose it. The plugin, it's inside your application. Sometimes you can connect to the external application, but in general, plugins it's a part of your semantic kernel. So all the code base inside your application, that is a plugin. The connector is to connect the external application. For example, if you want to connect some YouTube, you want to search some videos related information, you can use that time. You can use a connector to get external data. Or you want to connect some database, Azure AI service database. You can use this connector to get the real-time data also. Again, it's based on your application need only. That's what I put in the final stage here. But these 3 is very important one. And the IDE, you can use any IDE. For example, I'm basically C# based writing the coding this semantic kernel. I mostly use the Visual Studio. Still, you can use any IDE to develop this application. So the first part, as I mentioned, I'm going to focus on this agent concept, how to implement this Microsoft semantic kernel. So the agent is, I already mentioned, this agent is a complete automation process. Once you created the agent, you can test it. If it is working, then you can just deploy it. At the moment, I used this agent, created this, getting all the history and other weather related information. I tested, it seems to be working, completely working. This one, I did not face so far no issues for this agent concept. So the first step here is, I pass my prompt. One moment, I just move on to the next slide here. So here the agent idea. My application is running is a bot application. I want to connect this agent, Microsoft SemanticKernel. So here user send this information to the bot. Bot find the intent. What type of intent is coming from the user? The user needs some weather related information. I pass this information to my agent, SemanticKernel agent. So here the agent information, what it will do, the first step, the prompt passed to the Azure OpenAI model to find the history information plus the city information. You can, in conversational AI bot, you can just send the natural language conversation information. Let's say, for example, I need some weather information about Chennai. So here we have to find the city, what city user has provided. So that default handled by this Azure OpenAI model. You no need to write any special code for this. So if you pass this complete prompt information to this Azure OpenAI, it provides the history plus the city information. That is the first step. Here I'm doing it. The second step, this information, Azure OpenAI and uh, sorry, this Azure OpenAI provide two information, city and history information. This information is a JSON format. Here I pass this JSON to the my plugin. Here I use the plugin concept in the JSON plugin. I show the code in later. So in the JSON, I extract this information. What is history? What is city information? And the city information I pass to the weather service. This is an external service. So I pass this city information to the weather service. I get the city information. Finally, I pass again my city information to the DALI. Again, this is Azure OpenAI model. Pass this information to this DALI and get the image for the city. Like as I mentioned, city, Chennai. So this is our demo application idea. I jump into the Visual Studio. I show this code here. So this is the first step to build the kernel, which we seen in the screen. The first step, select the AI service. To select the AI service, first we have to configure what are the AI model we are using into our kernel. That we have to do that. Here I added a two model, one for Azure OpenAI chat completion. This is basically used for the to find the city and history information. For that, I used this model, Azure OpenAI chat completion. The second main for to create the image. For that, I used the DALI model. For that, here I use the Azure OpenAI text to image. Here I pass city information to create the image for this city. The next one is a plugin. So once we construct this AI model, we have to add all our supported plugin. So here I generated, created my prompt. This prompt has been defined here. So if you go to the plugin, city skill, history, escape prompt, here I define my prompt. So the first to find the location, city information. Once I find and get the history information about the city. Here I mentioned my prompt also. I need output like this. Example, here I specified as a JSON format. The city name has to be placed here, city name here, under the history name. So added the history name here. So that first prompt I configured here, import history plugin. The next plugin I implemented the extract JSON plugin. Here you can see the JSON. This is inside my application. So the code base, plugin code base. So here I added code to extract JSON information, this one. And finally, I connect external weather plugin to get the weather information. So here I used weather one moment. Here also, this is my plugin, weather plugin. Here I connected to the external app to get the weather information. That's it here. And this function we call from the bot. Bot will send this user prompt here. We get once we get all the information. Finally, I call this generated image function to get the image of the city. It's a simple application. So first I connect to my bot. Here, once I connected, this is just a welcome message. It's a normal bot, welcome message information. Now I provide the information about Chennai or Bangalore. So please provide weather information about Chennai. So this time bot will able to find the intent. So this intent user need weather information related. So this information has passed to the our SemanticKernel app or component. We get the information. This is a little bit hanging at the moment because of due to some internet connectivity, not able to connect too fast this model. So here we get the information. First information about we provide the information about city Chennai. So the Chennai and current temperature and some history of the Chennai information. The next step, we created the icon for the Chennai. The Marina Beach is the icon. So we get it like that. You can send any city information. This one, like for example, this time I want to Bangalore. So here we get the Bangalore information and the Bangalore related image. This is an agent, semantic kernel agent. Like that, if you want to create your own agent, you can use the this semantic kernel agent, this one. And the next topic is Copilot. As I mentioned earlier, Copilot is a special kind of agent only, but this Copilot work, request basis. If you need the complete information, you have to provide your complete prompt. For example, in the last agent, we just give only the weather information. We get all the information about history, weather, and image related information. But in Copilot, you have to clearly specify your request. If you simply provide weather information, it give only the weather data, not complete information about all the information about like how agent has been worked. So you have to clearly mention your prompt here. So based on that, Copilot it will work. So the idea here is, as a user, we send the request and we get the information about this Copilot. So for that, I just created the console application. This one, it's a normal C# console application. Here I provide some greetings about this Copilot. This Copilot I called as this tiny Copilot. This same as agent, but it's not provide complete information. So here, if you see the code implementation, it's slightly different from the how we implemented agent, how we implemented the Copilot. So I just close this window. The first step, the Copilot, this is a loop because the Copilot it will run in the loop mode, because if you keep on send your request, Copilot will answer it. This is the console application. That's the reason I added the while loop. Not much, not specific related. I added while loop, something like this. This is a console. That's the reason I added here. The chat history, I'm stick the system message. What system model behavior? So the Copilot, you have to clearly specify your system message. So how your model going to act, especially for your enterprise application or your own Copilot, you have to clearly specify your system message so that it will work perfectly. If your system message somewhat you're not configured properly your system message, then Copilot it won't work 100%. So make sure your system message is a first thumb rule. It should be properly configured. The next one is here I used to connect my model. Here I used this chat completion service. This is it's like OpenAI service only. If you are using you heard about this Azure OpenAI SDK, the same thing has been implemented under the hood for this chat completion service. I just requested to the kernel use this service. That's what here we specified the kernel model. This select AI service. So you no need to you should not provide only specific model also. You can specify the service also. No, you have already implemented the service. You want to use only the service. So the service contain all the model information. So you can just use the your service. So that also possible in the kernel here. That's what here I use this chat completion service. This is provided by SDK team only to connect Azure OpenAI. So here I used this service. The next important this prompt settings. To create the Copilot, you have to provide the prompt settings also properly. Still, you can if you not provide it, it might be problem. So sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't work based on your query. So you have to clearly configure this prompt execution settings, especially for max tokens. If you set the max token is small amount, you get the output small amount only. Because I got some information about some friends. They send they don't have complete information because they get only some 50% or 75% of information. The rest of the information has been truncated. This is because of this max tokens. Max tokens, based on your requirement, you have to clearly specify these tokens. Otherwise, you won't get the complete information about your answer. The next behavior I set as tool call behavior. This is an OpenAI new feature. Uh, Previously, it's called as functional behavior. Now they renamed as a tool call behavior. The tool call behavior I set as auto invoke kernel function. There are two kind of information available, auto or manual. Here I set as auto. So the auto means automatically kernel will take the decision what should call the next plugin, or which model should call next. So the based on the prompt, the kernel will take care all the steps. For example, back to our example, I just send the information. I need weather and some coffee shop information, related information. Then first it will get the weather information. The next kernel will decide. Okay, the prompt user prompt. They are asked about some coffee shop map address information. Though it will call related to the map information. That plugin will get called. So here I set as tool call behavior is a auto invoke kernel functions. Finally, I use the API to connect the service to get all the information. Here I use the streaming chat message content. This is nothing, once you submitted the prompt, kernel or model get process your request. It generate the response. Immediately you get the response to your application. So that's the reason I used to here get streaming chat message content. I will show the demo. You can understand what is this streaming message content. And so this is as usual. We discuss in the agent the same concept here. So first we have to configure our services. Here I did not use any image related service. So I used only for a chat completion service. That's the reason I configured a single API here. And this is the prompt, the same as which we seen in the agent. Next, weather. And related to find the location, coffee shop or some restaurant information, I used this Bing Map plugin. So this is a new kit package. If you want to try the sample, you can implement this plugin. So I used this address plugin, suggestion address plugin. That's it. So yeah. So we'll see the some output for this Copilot. So it's waiting for our input, user input. Let's say, for example, now I send the information. I need history of Bangalore this time. Again, some internet connecting speed issue. It will take a little bit time. Yeah. So now it generating the response. This is a streaming service. Once the response has been generated, immediately we get the result in our application. Here I just display this information. For example, now I send the second query here, coffee shop, like near any coffee shop in Chennai. So this time kernel will connect to the Bing Map plugin to get the information. So here we did not decided which plugin should call. As I mentioned earlier, kernel will take care all the stuff. So here we get some coffee shop information, like this time weather in Bangalore. So it will provide only the weather related information. And this is, and one more, for the event notification example. Here, if you see, I requested weather in Bangalore. So kernel generated some response like this: the current weather in Bangalore. There are so many stuff has been added. We get the final result. If you want to interrupt this response, you want to implement your own output for this weather, or maybe some other output. That's what the event notification come to picture. So here if you implement the event notification, as I mentioned earlier, for each request before and after function called or prompt function get invoked, this event notification get called. You can configure your output how you want it. So the uh, just here I highlighted what are the model here I used for the for image generation. I use this DALI model. So you want to one moment, sorry, I go here. So if you pass this deployment endpoint API key, all the information available here, the deployment. If you go to the deployment, here you can choose this deployment. This is your deployment name, and the corresponding key and endpoint you can find in the Azure account here, the key and endpoint. So the required information you have to configure this one, like that for open chat completion also. Yeah, and as I mentioned earlier, if you want to connect to, you want to learn or you want to test it, you can use this. If you go to this connecting to local LLM server, here you can understand how to, you can configure your own model in your local machine. You can test it. The kernel will support not only for Azure OpenAI related or OpenAI related service. It connect all the services. And one more, no, things I mentioned for to connect the external connector. For the connector, if you want to connect some, sorry, it's somewhere outside. Sorry, you want to connect YouTube. So YouTube search, or specifically you want to connect your channel YouTube related information you want to show to your application. You can use this YouTube connector. I just, one moment, somewhat I missed out the link. Yeah. So here I provide the example how to connecting to the YouTube to video search using this semantic kernel. Yeah. So in case if you have any questions, then I can try to answer it. In case I'm not able to answer it, definitely I will reach out to you once I found the answer for your questions.
Um, Thank you, Vinod. That was really a great session, with the live demos and everything. Guys, if you have any queries, we are open for another like 5 to 10 minutes. I can see that the comment section is quite, interactive. So if you also have any, queries related to specifically, Copilot, LLMs, be it ChatGPT, please feel free to ping them over here. And you can also reach out to Vinod, as he's a friendly person. He will also able to connect with you personally and clear doubts as well. Harish is asking if this demo code is available in GitHub, Vinod.
Yeah, sure. If you go to my GitHub repo, I quickly share my screen once again. Steaming, present, share a screen, quickly share it,
And
share.
after he did this, he'll also ping that in the comment section. I mean, the GitHub link, if that's okay, Vinod.
Yeah, fine. This is
Okay.
my GitHub uh, profile information. You can find and
Okay.
you can find all the information here.
Guys, you can, Harish, you can probably take a quick snip of this, or you can also follow the link which will be later provided in the comment section. And Kuldeep Singh is asking if, okay, how to learn and move career in AI or generative AI.
Uh, Good question. Again, it's based on your in interest, how you want. Now nowadays AI has a big area. If you choose AI, in the AI, again you have the option whether you want to go with the Azure OpenAI service related service related AI implementation, or you want to go with low code implementation, like you can create your own copilot, for example using Microsoft Copilot Studio or PW, those kind of things. First you have to choose your area clearly. Next step you have to move on. If you choose Azure OpenAI service, let's say for example, if you choose Microsoft SemanticKernel related things, if you want to choose those side, first first you have to understand generative AI, all the model concept, not in depth, because everyone cannot learn A to Z. At least you know basic level of these models. What is GPT-3? What is GPT-4? What is the relation between OpenAI and Azure OpenAI? First you understand this stuff, then you jump to the prompt engineering, how the prompt engineering working, and how uh, like what are the techniques used, what are the different kind of examples available in prompt engineering. This is a basic stuff. Once you learned, then you almost 40 or 50% you cross the AI area. The next AI, how you are playing with this in your AI application. That's it. Yeah, I
Okay,
hope
thanks
I
for that.
answered your question. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Vinod. And as
Yeah.
I've already said, Kuldeep, you can also connect with him. Okay. As far a developer is asking, I mean, how to start the learn, the same question as a
Mhm.
developer is asking.
uh, yeah
As far as a
he
developer, yeah.
yeah he okay. As a part develop, yeah, same answer only. If you choose Azure OpenAI service related stuff, you have to learn from the prompt engineering, generative AI models. Is a basic. It's needed. So once you understand, yeah, that's it.
Okay, so Kuldeep,
Yeah.
to add on to what Vinod said, it is basically start with the basics. What is meaning. So I've already wrote a book about all the covering all the aspects of the AI related to Azure. So I can also share you that. You can just DM me. I will share you the link to the ebook. You can download it and have a look at it. So any other questions, guys? Please feel free to drop them. We are about to close the session. Okay, so we will be having back-to-back sessions for the entire day. Feel free to go check the sessions, and if you're interested in any titles or topics which were going to be covered, you can always join the session. So we have another question from Harish.
Hmm.
Have you tried
Hmm.
using SK with kernel memory plugin? Is it possible to get citation for results using semantic kernel with KM?
Kernel memory, right? Have
Yeah.
you tried ASCII kernel? Is it possible to get citation cells using? Yeah, I just tried some of the sample. Yeah, you can still use it. It will work. So the kernel memory is a different concept. Semantic kernel is a different concept in the high level. Inside you already clearly mentioned kernel memory plugin. You can use this plugin as I showed in my code sample how the plugin has been added. The same way you can add the kernel memory plugin also into the semantic kernel. That's it. So Based on your request, it will go to the kernel memory and you can get the result. The idea here is the plugin idea here is not only for kernel memory plugin, in general plugin. Once you receive your input is very important for the plugin. Once you receive proper input for your plugin, inside you can play around whatever it is. It's a just 100% in your own code only, the plugin. So whatever you can do, you can do it, and finally you can send the result. That's it. So yeah, it's possible, this one.
Thanks again.
Yeah.
So I guess that is it. We don't have any other questions. So feel free to ping Vinod on this. Bug him over this topic, and probably he will be able to
No.
get back to you.
You just that's what, as I mentioned, if you want to learn more about Microsoft Azure OpenAI, or Microsoft SemanticKernel, uh, just feel free go to my YouTube channel. I started with the complete basics. So the zero level I started. So still, my side also still I'm learning, because Microsoft SemanticKernel, they released the version 1.0. Still they are adding more features. Upcoming months they added more features. Yeah, we'll learn together. If you want to try any specific scenario you want to implement, or you are stuck up, you feel free, you just send email. We will work together and we fix that problem. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Vinod, and I really
Thank
appreciate your
you.
time. You know,
Thanks for the
thank
opportunity.
you,
Yeah, thank you.
thank you, and thanks for
Yeah,
joining, everyone. See you
thank
again in
you.
another
Bye.
session. Bye bye.
Thanks
Have a
to all.
great day.
Bye.